Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Got started a little late again, even though, once again, I spent a little time trying to prepare. As usual, there are always some kind of ridiculous technical difficulties. Altuve just flew out to start off the game, and Bregman is up, fouls off the pitch. I know you can't see me right now because apparently the software is not recognizing my camera, and I'm trying to rectify that. But currently it doesn't seem to be working, so I'm going to try and change the source here. Go back to the game here and see what's going. 2 strikes on Alex Bregman, and the third pitch is a ball, so it's ball 1. 1 and 2 on Bregman. George Kirby is pitching for the Mariners today. Here comes the pitch to Bregman. He grounds it to second base. Should be no problem. And it is. Bregman is out with a ground out. 2 up and 2 down for the Astros in the first inning. Yordan Alvarez coming up next. Batting against Seattle, he has an unbelievable slugging percentage in basically all but 3 areas of the plate. His slugging percentage is insane. Comes the first pitch to Alvarez, right down the middle, 99 miles an hour, and he fouls it back. 99 miles an hour. That was he was on top of it. He just didn't make direct contact. Yordan steps back in. Here comes, well, Kirby moved his glove up. Looked like he was going into his windup, but he was just stretching. Here comes the pitch. A little bit on the outside corner, 97 miles an hour for ball 1. That was a good eye on Alvarez. It was nice to see that the umpire recognized that as being outside. 1 and 1. Alvarez's current batting average is .297. Here comes the pitch. Bottom fell out of that one, and Yordan could not connect. Strike 2. 1 and 2 against Alvarez. Kirby now at 10 pitches, so so far he's cruising through the first inning, unless Alvarez can do something here to change that. Here comes the pitch, the 1-2 pitch. Little high, 98 miles an hour. Same result as the first pitch. Alvarez fouls it off. Alvarez back in the box. Kirby gets the call. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Another 99 mile per hour fastball. That one had a little bit of movement on it, but it was a little high and inside. Alvarez takes it for ball 2. The count is even at 2 and 2. Here comes Kirby with the 2-2 pitch. Oh, that was a beautiful looking pitch. It was starting off towards the middle of the plate and just curved completely inside and low. Alvarez had the discipline to take it, and now the count is full. Let's see what we're gonna witness here. Here comes the pitch. Alvarez skies one foul down the first baseline. He got a really good swing on that one. It was a little low in the zone, and he crushed it, but it was far out of play. Kirby back up on the mound on the rubber. The umpire calls, the umpire calls Yordan strike 3 for a pitch clock violation. He says that Yordan was not in the batter's box fast enough because of the pitch clock and called strike 3. And now Yordan is complaining with the umpire about the timer violation, and Espada comes out, and They're chatting it up, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. When does it ever matter to argue with the umpire, really? Has anyone ever seen a time when when arguing with the umpire actually matters? I haven't. All right, there's a break on right now with the game, so a short break until the bottom of the first. So what I'm going to do is go into my studio here and do a couple of things while I'm working on the camera. I will try my best to give you a better view on the screen. That way you don't have to have a terrible view. Right now I'm going to try again to connect my camera. I might have to use my laptop camera because the USB camera, just for some reason, it continually gives issues. I was using Teams last night. I teach English sometimes online, and I just closed Teams. It could be that Teams was causing a problem. So I'll see if maybe removing that doesn't help the problem. Framber Valdez is pitching today for the Astros. First pitch in to J.P. Crawford for the Mariners was a little out for a ball, but the second pitch Crawford takes for a strike. Crawford hasn't been batting very well this season, 206 average, and Valdez comes in with an outside pitch for ball 2, breaking ball far and away. Something going on over there. The umpire took off his mask and was yelling at somebody. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Hit straight to Altuve, who backhands it nicely and tosses over to Singleton for the first out of the inning. It's plays like that that are simple but not easy to backhand. Yeah, in 1 second they're showing the replay of the time clock violation. So Alvarez was actually in the box when it got to 10 seconds, but he wasn't set in the box, and that's why it was called. So that was unfortunate. Next pitch to Victor Robles, or Robles, however you say his name, can't remember, is inside and low for a ball. Here comes the second pitch. Nice looking pitch with a lot of movement on it, but it just stayed at the end. When it got to the plate, it stayed in the middle of the plate, and it was hit for a single into left field. So Robles will be on with a 1 out, and that will bring up Rodriguez. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm living in Japan. I have to live stream these games from there at odd hours, and I'm hoping to build the channel and raise some money for medicines because I'm fighting cancer. I've been for the past couple of years. The first pitch to Rodriguez is a strike right on the inside corner. 0-1 to Rodriguez. Framber quickly gets set, comes in with the next pitch. That one was a nice curve, fouled away by Rodriguez. So he's quickly down to the count 0-2. So if you would at least like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in hearing the Astros games, that would be great. That would help me out, help me to determine if I'm able to sustain the channel for the long term. And if you feel so inclined, feel free to look on the link inside the description of the video and make a donation. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Valdez. Low curve ball, 80 miles an hour, and fouled away by Rodriguez. The count remains 0-2. Rodriguez faring a little bit better with his batting average this year at .265. Here comes the next pitch. 96 had a little heat on it, but it was too high, so that will be ball 1. 1-2. Curious to see what kind of Framber Valdez we will see today. I think we'll probably know through the first 4 innings. Here comes the pitch. High pitch. Diaz takes a throw down to second base. Robles was stealing, and he was barely able to make it in there. He almost fell off the base, and Altuve applied the tag, but he kept his foot on, so he's safe. So Robles advances to second base. It seemed like a good pitch for Diaz to be able to throw. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the throw. He just got a good jump, and he was able to get there in plenty of time, so there wasn't much the Astros could do that time. Robles on second. Here comes the next pitch, which is ball 1. I completely missed that Rodriguez struck out on that pitch, so that on that stealing attempt, Rodriguez did strike out, and that brings up Kyle Raleigh. And Raleigh takes ball 1, so the count on him is 1-1. It was a big swing and miss for Rodriguez on that during that attempted steal. So 2 outs, runner on second, 1-1. Here comes the next pitch to Raleigh. A little bit of a breaking ball right in the zone there, a little inside, and he fouls it away. Count will remain 1-2. Seattle with 1 hit so far, Astros with none. Umpire took away Jordan's chance to do something in the first, on top of the first. Framber steps off the rubber, makes a fake throw to second. Crowd boos a little bit. I've never understood booing in a situation like that. Here comes the pitch. Way high. That will even the count 2-2. Framber gets the call, and here comes the pitch. 2-2 pitch. Did he check swing? Did he go around? Nope, first base umpire says he did not, so that will mean a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes against Raleigh. So here we go. This is the Astros' opportunity, Framber's opportunity to get out of the inning. Runner on second, full count, 2 outs. So Framber's either going to create a more difficult situation here, or he's going to get out of it. He's got the call. Here comes the full count pitch. Oh, right in there. Oh, wow. That was called a ball. Low inside, but in the zone. A good pitch, a definite strike. A 97-mile-per-hour sinker, and the umpire laid off. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So that will be a walk. Raleigh goes to first. The Mariners will have runners on first and second, with Mitch Garver coming up to bat, who's batting .172 this season. That is unbelievable. Here comes the first pitch to Garver in the dirt for ball 1. After that last pitch, that walk pitch that was a strike, Valdez was walking off the field. He thought it was out, but he had to come back. Pretty crazy. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Garver. Third base stolen easily. For some reason, Bregman's playing way off the bag, and Robles was able to steal it no problem. There wasn't even a throw. Bregman didn't even break over there. Not quite sure why Bregman's playing off and they're just letting them have the base there. That makes little sense to me. So the Mariners now have runners on the corners, first and third, with 2 outs. 2 balls and no strikes to Garver. Here comes the pitch. That's a fastball low and inside for a strike. Very similar to the location of that sinker that was called a ball a few moments ago. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the next pitch to Garver. That one's fouled up and out of play over on the right side. That'll be strike 2. The count is now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. If Framber can get out of this, it will be a good sign, I think, for the next few innings. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Nice movement on the inside. Got Garver to swing and miss. Strike 3. Framber is able to get out of the inning with no damage. 2 runners left on. Coming up in the top of the second, the Astros will have Yainer Diaz, John Singleton, and Jeremy Pena. I'm still having issues getting my cameras to work. It's pretty crazy. None of my cameras want to work. It seems that the prism lens needs to be on, I guess. It's very strange. For some reason they don't make the software, the streaming software, to be very straightforward, simple, and dependable. There always seem to be issues, but I'm going to wait and look at it in between the breaks. Let's focus on the game here. Yainer Diaz is up to bat. George Kirby's back on the mound. Here comes the first pitch. Low and away. Ball 1. Here in the top of the second, Astros have yet to get a hit. No runners on. 3 up and 3 down in the first. See if they can do something here in the second. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Kirby. 96 mile per hour. High in the zone. Yainer fouls it off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the third pitch. That's 97 right in there. Diaz takes a swipe at it and is not able to connect. That's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch to Diaz. That's a high fastball. Diaz lays off, and that's 2-2. This year, Yainer Diaz batting .284. Against Kirby, Yainer is 3 for 9. That's another high pitch, a little inside. Yainer fouls it off, 97 miles per hour. Kirby is putting some heat on the ball. Counts 2-2. Kirby gets the call, and here comes the pitch. That's also high. 98 miles per hour in the very top of the zone. Yiner protects it and fouls it away. Count remains 2-2. This is actually something I like to see the Astros do to other teams' pitchers, is keep fouling the ball away, get that pitching count up. A low breaking ball gets Yiner swinging for strike 3. And that will bring up John Singleton. Astros are now 0-4 at the first 4 batters. John Singleton, Big John, is up in the batter's box. Here comes the first pitch to him. Breaking ball right in there for a strike, 85 miles an hour. I've seen that a lot with John Singleton, as this first pitch breaking ball in the zone, and he takes it for a strike. He doesn't seem to like those too much. Here comes the second pitch. Another breaking ball, this one a little lower and outside. Singleton fouls it away. No balls and 2 strikes. Quickly in the hole here. See if Kirby brings heat this time, or he sticks with the breaking ball on Singleton. Here comes the pitch. High fastball, and Singleton puts it right down the third base line, and he's going to get a double out of this. He went complete opposite field with that hit. Singleton is a left-handed batter, and he poked that right down the third base line. He just reached out there and got that. That was another breaking ball, but it was way up. No, I'm sorry. It was just it was a fastball with a lot of movement on it. 98 miles per hour, and he was just able to poke it down the third base line. So with 1 out, the Astros have a runner on second, their first hit of the game. That brings up Jeremy Pena. Let's see if they can do something here to bring Singleton in. Here comes Kirby's pitch. High and in the zone, but called a strike. That was right up there. Could have gone either way. Pena didn't really like it too much, but he didn't say much. He looked at the ump, but he didn't really say anything. Kirby is fidgeting a lot with his glove right now in the stretch, and here comes the second pitch. That was a 88 mile per hour breaking ball right in the zone. Jeremy fouls it away. 0-2. Jeremy Pena batting .274 so far this season. Singleton on second, 1 out. No balls and 2 strikes against Jeremy Pena. Pena uses a timeout in order to avoid a strikeout pitch clock violation like Alvarez. Kirby back on the rubber here. He's got the call. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Pena. Right in the middle of the plate there, breaking ball. Pena fouls it off just past third base. Count will remain 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Kirby to Pena. Pena sends this one way out to center field, all the way to the wall, and he makes the catch on the warning track, and Singleton is able to tag and go to third. That was a really strong hit, and it almost got to the wall. It was on the warning track. A really nice deep shot. If he'd gotten around on it early, he could have sent that one out for sure. But man, what a deep, fast drive by Pena on an 89 mile per hour slider. It was caught just about 2 feet shy of the wall, and even with an immediate throw into third base, there was just no catching Singleton. Singleton's not a speedster, but he was easily able to make that. That will bring up Jake Myers with 2 outs and a runner on third. Let's see if he can get a single or something here to bring in a run. Kirby's going into his windup. Here's the pitch. Outside. That was a difficult pitch to lay off of, but it was a ball, so good eye by Myers. 1 ball, no strikes. Myers batting .239 so far this season. Kirby gets the call. Goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. Another one on the outside corner. This one a little further out. Myers lets that one go also, and that's ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Myers, here's the pitch. That was a curveball way outside. 3 balls and no strikes. This is the first time I've seen Jake Myers with 3 balls and no strikes in a very, very long time. He's always down 0-2. So here is the 3-0 pitch to Myers. It's right down the middle, and Myers fouls it up, and it looks like it's going to float out, and it does. He had the right idea on that one. That one's right down the middle. 97 mile per hour four-seam fastball. He got a good cut on it. Just couldn't make solid contact. Fouled it off. That's strike 1. So ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Myers actually batting a little better. 314 with the runners in scoring position. Let's see if he can raise that average. Here's the pitch. That was right in the middle, and he grounds it to shortstop. It looks like they're going to get him at first, and they do. So that's going to end the Astros' threat to get a run. Their little bid to get a run in the top of the second. We're going to go into the bottom of the second with the score and the stats completely even. Astros 0, Mariners 0 with 1 hit each. Now during this break I can go back and try to get my camera going and see if I can't fix it somehow. For those of you who are just joining, I just wanted to say thank you for stopping in. Any of you who have subscribed or liked the video, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoy the live stream. I am apologetic for not being able to show my face on the screen right now. I am, for some reason, unable, nor my laptop camera functioning to show myself on the screen. And to be honest, I have a love-hate relationship with technology, especially live streaming. I have some other YouTube channels, and I have another YouTube channel that's much bigger than this one, and it's primarily about the life and my life here in Japan and the renovations that I've done or have been doing on my house, my old Japanese house here. But any live videos that I do, it seems like there's always some stupid problems, and I don't quite understand why it's always so bad. But today it's camera issues, but I'm not surprised. So what I'm trying to do now is get some things reset and see if I can't put my beautiful face on the screen for you. Okay. All right. Right now, Jorge Polanco is up to bat. He's already down 2 strikes. Here comes the third pitch from Fromber. Some nice movement, drops in the zone, and fouled away by Polanco to stay alive. So count will remain no balls and 2 strikes.
Here comes the pitch from Fromber. Another foul ball out of play. Count remains 0-2. Next pitch is a ball. That'll be the first ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Polanco. Fromber leading in the count. He goes into the windup. Here comes the pitch. Big curve ball on the outside corner, 2-2. Polanco batting around 198 this year. It seems like several of the Mariners have absolutely hideous batting averages. Fromber goes into the windup. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Grounded to Pena, who backhands it across the field. And is it in time? It looked like it was in time. They call him safe. And we'll see if they're going to challenge it. It looks like he is immediately saying challenge it. It did look like Pena made the throw in time. It was a really great play by Pena. He ran to his right towards third base, backhanded it, did a jump throw all the way over to Singleton on one hop. Singleton grabbed it. Here's the replay. Oh yeah, he was out by a mile. I don't know why the umpire called him safe on that, but he was out by a mile. Yep. That will be overturned. They called him safe, but that will be overturned. Polanco will be out at first. Yeah, clear. Here comes the call. Yeah, it took them almost no time to determine that one. Polanco is determined to be out, so the call is overturned. The Astros keep their challenge. Pena makes a wonderful play. Singleton makes a good catch and keeps his foot on the bag at first base. Mariners lose a base runner. So here in the bottom of the second, we have 1 out. And that will bring up Dylan Moore for the Seattle Mariners. Fromber now up to, well, this will be his 30th pitch. And here it comes right now. Nice pitch, cruises in there, 92 miles an hour, inside corner for a strike. Here comes the next pitch. Valdez moving quickly and gets the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. So really quickly, it's 0-2. Fromber gets the sign here, and here comes the third pitch. A little down and inside for a ball, but Fromber moving really quickly here. I really like the way this goes. If I were batting, it would kind of throw me off balance, I think. Here comes the pitch. Oh, line straight to Bregman. Good catch. 92 mile per hour change up and line straight to Bregman. So that will be out number 2. 33 pitches for Fromber. It was some nice contact by Moore, but Bregman barely had to move to nab that one. It wasn't a rocket. But, of course, a hit like that is no problem for Alex Bregman. Here comes the pitch to the next batter, Mitch Haniger. That's going to be in there for a strike. Looks like Fromber wants to hurry through this and go sit down. He's already got 2 pitches now. I missed one of them. A ball 1. So it's 1-1. Here comes the next pitch. On the outside corner, strike 2. Man, I need to hire this Fromber to cut my grass in my house. He's just mowing them down. And this next pitch is in the dirt, but strike 3. He goes around. Haniger can't hang off. He can't hang back, and Fromber sets him down. Wow, what got into Fromber all of a sudden to just be burning through those pitches so fast? It's like he decided that he had something else better to do besides wasting his time tossing pitches. So that was great. 3 up and 3 down for the Astros in that inning. That was exactly what they needed to finish off the Mariners in the bottom of the second. We'll move in the top of the third. The Astros will have coming up in this inning Joey Loperfido, Trey Cabbage at the 8th and 9th spot. And then Jose Altuve, my hero, coming in at the top of the order. Altuve flew out in the first inning. Currently, his batting average is at 304. Still up there. It's come down just a couple of points. It was as high as 307 recently. And he's had a few at-bats with no hits, so that's hurt his average a little bit. And here I am with my USB camera again, trying to find a way to get it to work.
Jose Altuve, 3-time batting champion, 27 postseason home runs, 6-time Silver Slugger, and the American League MVP in the 2017 season. They're talking about Altuve a lot today because it is his anniversary with the Astros, and earlier today they showed his first at bat and his first hit in his first game. So his first at bat, I believe that he flew out, but he did get his first hit in the 9th inning, a single. First pitch to Loperfido is a strike in there. Here comes the second pitch from Kirby. Loperfido takes a big swipe at this one, is not able to connect for strike 2. Loperfido so far this year batting around 260. Here comes the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Loperfido was able to lay off. It looked like he was going to go, but he thought better of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kirby about to deliver his 37th pitch. Here comes the pitch. Inside, and is that going to drop? No, it's going to carry out to left field. He hits it opposite field, and it's no problem for the left fielder out there, so that will be 1 away. Altuve comes out of the dugout and walks to the on-deck circle. Trey Cabbage is coming up to bat. Kirby's got the call, and he brings in the first pitch to Cabbage. On the outside corner, called strike. Could have been either way. Could have been called either way. No balls, 1 strike to Trey Cabbage. Here comes the pitch. Nice inside pitch. A little bit of movement on that ball. Cabbage swings and misses. So he's down, no balls and 2 strikes. This is his first time facing George Kirby. Here comes a pitch to Kirby, or to Cabbage rather. That one is in the dirt and bounces away for ball 1. Cabbage so far this year batting .243 in 35 games. Kirby stretches, gets the call, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. Way high, 97 miles an hour, and that'll be ball 2. Evens up the count. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Right down the middle. Cabbage gets a hold of it and sends it down the first baseline, but it's foul. It's probably a good thing, too. The first baseman was right on the line. Yeah, this is the 13th season for Jose Altuve with the Houston Astros. He's only ever played with the Astros. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Way outside, 86 mile per hour. Breaking ball. It looked like it got away from Kirby. That will make the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trey Cabbage in the box, ready to go. Kirby's got the signal. Goes into the windup. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball right down the middle. Cabbage can't connect. Strike 3. So Altuve will come up with 2 outs, nobody on, here in the top of the third. Since it's such a special anniversary for Altuve, I would really like to see him do some really great stuff in this game. Of course, he's always capable of it because he's great. But I want to see him do great today. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. He takes that one. 97 miles per hour. That was a heater with a little bit of movement on it. Oh, the first inning was a line out, not a fly out, my bad. Altuve fouls that one away on the inside corner, 87 miles per hour, so that's going to be strike 2. Kirby about to deliver his 47th pitch of the game. The 0-2 pitch, here it comes. What can we see here? Altuve gets underneath it and sends it way too high. It looks like the third baseman is going to be able to take it, and he does. So Altuve flies out on 3 pitches. That will end the inning. We'll go into the bottom of the third with nothing but goose eggs on the board so far. 1 hit for the Astros, 1 hit for the Mariners, and it's goose egg to goose egg. I'd like to take this opportunity again to welcome any new listeners or anyone on the channel who hasn't heard already. Greetings from Japan. This is Go Tigers Astros. Basically, what I'm doing right now is an experiment to see how many people are interested in listening to the live stream games of the Astros during the baseball season and then the LSU Tigers football games during the football season. But because it is very expensive for me to do the live stream games, because I need to be able to pay for the monthly subscription through MLB to see the games, and then I guess that it's going to be even more expensive to view the LSU games later on, but we'll see. If it works out, I'll keep doing this, but if you're interested in keeping the channel going, please be sure to like and subscribe at the very least. And if you're so inclined, send in a donation. It costs close to $100 for 1 month to do the live streams. And that includes the software that's needed plus the monthly subscription to view the game. I have to be able to watch the game live in order to do the play-by-play for you. Currently, I can't do all of the games because during the week I study Japanese. I live in Hiroshima and I study Japanese full-time at a language school. I'm fighting cancer and I've been doing that now for the past couple of years. My medicine is pretty expensive, and because I'm not in great physical condition, going out and doing work is a little difficult. So I've been focused on doing work online, like teaching and that sort of thing. And I decided to start this channel to see if I couldn't build a little following here and make some extra money as well. First pitch is a ball. Second one is hit over to Pena, and he bobbles it for a moment, but he's able to recover and throw him out at first base. Ty France grounds out to Jeremy Pena to lead off the bottom of the third on just 2 pitches from Valdez. 1 out. Looks like that will bring up Crawford again. And it does. That's right. T.J. Crawford, the top of the batting order, is back up. First pitch to him. Low and away. 96 mile per hour heater. Ball 1. 40 pitches now for Framber Valdez. Here comes the next pitch. Wow, that one was on the outside corner. Crawford wasn't too happy about it. He's kind of jawing a little bit with the umpire. he has a right to complain about that one, but it was called a strike, so 1-1. Next one is a nice curve that just froze Crawford. Comes back in the zone for a strike. 1-2 strikes. Fromber moving very quickly again. Here comes the next pitch. That one's inside, and he grounds it right to Altuve, who scoops it up, lobs it over to Singleton. 2 away. Next batter is Victor Robles. Robles has the only hit for the Mariners so far. Very first pitch to him is right down the middle. He swings and foul tips it into Diaz's glove for strike 1. He was actually able to steal second and third when he got on base. He grounds it over to Pena, who charges in, grabs it, sends it over to Singleton to retire Robles. No problem. So Valdez and the Astros, 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the third. Super fast half inning. Just cut through them once again, like even faster than the last inning. Just cut through them like weak grass. That's a nice inning. Coming up at the top of the fourth, the Astros are going to have Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, and Yainer Diaz. I've been having so many issues with my camera. But I wouldn't say it's the camera. I would say that it's the software program. For some reason, it's not able to locate and use either of my cameras, my laptop camera, and neither that nor my USB camera for some strange reason. All right, the first pitch to Bregman here is a ball. 48 pitches now, Kirby getting close to 50. He gets the call, and here comes the second pitch to Bregman. A little low, it could have gone either way, but he calls it a ball, 97 miles an hour, right on the line, the bottom of the zone. 2-0. Bregman grounded out in the first inning. Let's see if he can get a hit here and get something going for the Astros. Kirby gets the sign. Here comes the pitch, 2-0. A lot of movement on that ball. Somehow Bregman was able to foul it away. It was right in the zone, but it was a beautiful pitch. Very fast and had a lot of movement on it. 2-1 strike against Alex Bregman. Here comes the pitch, the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 96 miles an hour, kind of off the fists. Bregman fouls it into the catcher's mitt for strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Bregman. Low and away, but right in the zone in the bottom corner. Bregman protects it by fouling it off. The count will remain 2-2. Okay, Kirby gets the call. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Whoa! He nails Bregman on his hand. Bregman immediately starts shaking his hand and walks towards the dugout. He's still holding his thumb. He's pointing at the back of his thumb. Let's take a look at the super slow replay. Yeah, it looks like it bounces right off his right thumb. He's a right-handed batter, and his right hand is his back hand, and it looks like it bounced right off his thumb. They've pulled off his batting glove, and they're taking a look at it now. He's putting on his mitt and running over to first base, so Bregman is not coming out of the game. He's going to run over to first base. Unless there's some kind of challenge here on that hit, about it hitting the bat, but it seems like it did hit his thumb. They're going to move on to Yordan Alvarez. So Bregman is on after being hit by pitch. Yordan Alvarez is up to bat, and here comes the first pitch from Kirby. Low and away for a ball. Yeah, the Astros commentators are saying that Yordan had a battle going on before he got called out on that timer violation, and that's true, he did. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Once again on the outside corner. Yordan lets it go, and that's a good call. Ball 2. Some of the fans in the back are expressing their confusion about why that wasn't a strike, but it was out of the zone, so it was a good call. 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the pitch by Kirby. Some nice movement low in the zone, 96 miles an hour. Yordan fouls it away over to the third base side. That's going to be strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Yordan Alvarez. Yordan skies it up, and Garver is able to put it away. Catcher is able to catch it. Yordan fouls straight up to the catcher. That'll be 1 away. Bregman remains on first base. 1 out here in the top of the 4th with Alex Bregman on first. Yainer Diaz comes up to bat. The first pitch from Kirby incoming. He gets the call, gets set. Takes a long time, but here comes the pitch. Little movement on the outside corner for a strike. This one looks like it could fall. Yainer Diaz hits it out into right center, but Bregman is not able to advance past second because he had to hold up to make sure it wasn't going to be caught. Very nice hit by Diaz. Astros now with runners on first and second and 1 out. It was low in the zone, and Diaz was just able to stick his bat out there and drop it into right center field. Unfortunately, Bregman had to hold up to make sure it wasn't going to be caught. The Big John Singleton comes up to bat. Runners on first and second. Here comes the first pitch from Kirby. Fastball low, 96 miles per hour, taken for a ball. Right below the zone. Could have been called, but Singleton takes it for a ball. 1-0 pitch to Singleton. Here it comes. That one is a little higher. It looked like the same exact pitch, but a little higher. Foul tipped by Singleton for strike 1. 1-1. One ball, one strike to John Singleton. 2 runners on, first and second. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Terrible breaking ball. The bottom fell out and it bounced off the dirt. Singleton was completely fooled. Went around, hit nothing but air for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can't miss this opportunity. Singleton needs a Singleton. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Way outside for ball 2. Loading them up wouldn't be bad if he could get a walk. But it'd be much preferable to get a single or an extra base hit here and move Bregman to home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count is even. Here comes the 64th pitch from Kirby. Bregman is stealing third. Singleton strikes out, but Bregman gets third base without a throw. So the Astros, similar to the Mariners, advance to third on a steal with 2 outs and no throw from the catcher. Very similar to what the Mariners did earlier. So now the Astros have runners at the corners, first and third, with 2 outs, and Jeremy Pena is up to bat. Here comes the pitch. Way inside for a ball, 97 miles an hour. Pena takes it. Pena so far is 0 for 1. Here's a tapper. It looks like it could be difficult. Can Pena beat it? He does. An infield hit for Jeremy Pena. Bregman will score. And Diaz will go to second base on that one. What an excellent hit for Pena. Pena is a speedster. He hits a grounder with a high bounce just past the pitcher. The third baseman comes over and picks it up on the run and fires, but he's not able to put as much fire on the ball as Pena had in that sprint down the first base. So now we have 2 runners on, first and second, with 2 outs. This is Jake Myers up to bat now. First pitch to him is high, fastball, 97 miles an hour. Fouls it away. Strike 1. Astros are now leading 1-0 here in the top of the 4th. Kirby gets the call. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Jake Myers. Outside corner, Myers swings and whiffs for strike 2. He calls timeout, steps out of the box, takes a practice swing. Jeremy Pena on first base, Yainer Diaz on second base here in the top of the 4th. 3 hits for the Astros, 2 outs, no balls and 1 strike against Jake Myers. No balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. Way high. Myers looked like he was going to chase it, but he held back. Ball 1. 1-2. Here comes the next pitch to Myers on the outside corner. He takes a very lazy swing and completely misses it. He's fooled on that pitch. Strike 3. That will end the inning. But the Astros do come away with 1 run. So going into the bottom of the 4th, the Astros are now up on the Mariners 1-0 with 3 hits. It appears in order to get my camera working I'm going to have to completely restart the software, but I'm choosing not to do that today, and the reason is because if I do that, I'll have to restart the live stream. I'll have to start a new live stream, and that's a lot of trouble. And honestly, the only thing you're really missing by not having my camera on is seeing me. I'd rather you guys be able to hear the game and hear me call it, rather than me have to close everything down and restart everything. It could take me 10 or 15 minutes to do that and reset everything up and start another live stream. I'm just not interested in doing that. I'd rather just watch the game and call it for you, and you can listen along. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those in the live chat. But for right now, we'll just stick to calling the game. And if the camera doesn't work, the camera doesn't work. All right, the first batter is Julio Rodriguez. Framber back on the mound, comes in with his 46th pitch of the game. Wow, the bottom fell out of that one way inside and on the ground, and Rodriguez was completely fooled, goes around, probably missed that pitch by at least a foot. I hated those types of pitches when I was playing baseball. They make you feel like a big dope to miss something so badly. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one is tapped directly back to Valdez, who takes it very slowly, very easily, lobs it over to Singleton for the out. Those are the only types of hits back to Valdez that I like to see, which are super slow and they bounce straight to him, and he doesn't have to react too quickly. Valdez will never win a Gold Glove, that's for sure. One out. Here comes the pitch. Next batter is Kyle Raleigh. He bounces it foul for strike one. Oh, 1 count to Raleigh. Here comes the pitch. Big lollipop curve, 79 miles per hour. Framber kind of lost his balance there, and that ball was way outside and high. So the count is 1-1. Here comes the next pitch. That one seemed to slip out of his hand, and it was way outside. Ball 2. 50 pitches now for Valdez. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Raleigh. Low in the zone. Check swing called safe. That will be ball 3. So Raleigh here threatening to get a walk. Let's see if Valdez can come back. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Right in the zone. He skies it up. Altuve's back, and Cabbage comes in, and he calls off Altuve, and he takes it. Altuve just runs out of the way. As soon as Cabbage calls him off, Altuve just starts running away. That was pretty funny. They're out there laughing about it. 2 away for the Astros, as Raleigh flies out with a big pop out to Trey Cabbage. Next batter is Mitch Garver. 0-for-1 today with a strikeout. Here comes the first pitch from Valdez. Nice pitch in the top of the zone for a strike. 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. 96 miles per hour. A little bit of heat on that one, but high and outside for ball 1. That'll be 1-1. Valdez coming in with the 1-1 pitch. Beautiful pitch. Looked like it was curving in there into the zone, but the bottom fell out. Completely tricked Garver, who swung and missed for strike 2. 1-2. Here comes the next pitch from Valdez. Wow, what a beautiful catch by Diaz. That was way inside and off the ground, and Diaz just scooped it up like it was nothing, but that is ball 2. 2-2. This will be the 57th pitch for Valdez. 2 outs here. 2-2 count. 2-2. Here comes the pitch from Valdez. On the inside, a nice rip by Garver, who fouls it off down towards the dugout. The count remains 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Nice movement. Drops way down in the zone, beyond the zone, but once again Garver fouls it off. He was lucky to get a piece of that one and stay alive. That could have very easily been a strikeout. Another 2-2 pitch from Valdez. Here it comes. Ooh, right in the bottom of the zone. Could have been called either way. 96 miles an hour heater. Fromber is kind of laughing about it. He thought that was a strike. It was a beautiful sinker, but called a ball. So the count is full. And here comes the pitch from Valdez. Little too low and inside. He misses the strike zone, and that's going to extend the inning. So the Astros were just 1 strike away from a 3-up and 3-down inning. Valdez gets a bad call on a low strike, and then comes back with an outside-inside pitch. An outside-inside pitch. A nice breaking ball that started outside, came inside but too far, missed the strike zone and walked him. So Polanco comes up. He grounded out in the second, so he's over 1. 1 runner on, 2 outs. Here comes the second pitch. He bunts it. Fromber fields it, but there's just nothing doing there. Both runners are on. Both runners are safe. Fromber wisely doesn't try to make any kind of throw there. He was right down the third baseline, and he fielded it, but did not attempt to make a throw. If that had been Bregman, then I would have approved a throw, but Fromber grabbed it and didn't try to make a crazy throw to first. So it looks like he's learned from his mistakes. Yeah, the commentators are even talking about how they appreciate the fact that he didn't attempt to throw the ball. All right, so now the Mariners have 2 runners on. So they were down. They had 2 outs, no runners on. Now they have 2 outs, 2 runners on. And that brings up Dylan Moore. First pitch to him is a nice curveball, 81 miles an hour, strike 1. He had a soft line out to Bregman, his last at bat. Here comes the second pitch. Ooh, beautiful curve in there for a strike. 80 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes. Now Fromber getting back to the way he was moving earlier very quickly. Gets the signal and immediately goes into his stretch. Here comes the pitch. Bounces it in the dirt, and Diaz is able to run over and grab it, keeping the runners from advancing. Runners still on first and second with 2 outs. Astros leading 1-0. The count on Dylan Moore, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fromber gets the call. Here's the pitch. Nice curveball, strikes him out on the inside corner. So Moore went around. It was not a bad pitch to hit. Could have been called a strike. and he tried to hit it, but he just couldn't touch it. So the Astros get out of that. Fromber able to come back and strike out more after letting 2 runners get on, and they get out of the inning. So after 4 innings, the Astros are leading 1-0 over the Seattle Mariners. The Astros 3 hits, the Mariners 2 hits. Oh, well, it says I have to start the video and webcam. Ah, I see. I see. Wow, it looks like I finally got my camera working here. Sorry guys, the screen. Okay, finally got it right. There we go. Finally. Well, that took way too long. I apologize for that, guys. I didn't mean to have that mess on the screen, and I didn't mean to have the problem with the camera, but you know, that's just the way it works sometimes. All right, Kirby back up on the mound facing Joey Loperfido. He's at 70 pitches here in the top of the 5th. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle, Loperfido gets around on it too late, 95 mile per hour, fouls it away into the stands on the third base side. All right. Loperfido takes a strike there. 0-2 is the count on Loperfido. Kirby gets the call, and here comes the pitch. 95 miles per hour, but way up above the zone, and he lays off. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, low and inside, taken for another ball, so that will even the count at 2-2. That second strike against Loperfido was a swinging strike. I think I actually said that he took it, and I didn't mean to say that. And this pitch is another one taken for a ball. So just like that, Loperfido has come back and driven the count up to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No outs right here in the top of the 5th. If Loperfido can get on, that would be great. Here comes the pitch. That was a strike, but Loperfido fouls it off to stay alive. A 95 mile per hour fastball with some movement on it, perhaps a sinker. That was a fast pitch, but he stays alive. The count's 3-2. Here's another full count pitch. That one's right in the center of the zone. Loperfido hits it over the first baseman. Kirby covers first base, and they will put him away. They said that the Astros took 24 games to erase their 10-game deficit. Only the Red Sox and the Dodgers have been able to beat that with 20 games and 13 games in the recent recorded history. That brings up Trey Cabbage, who takes the first pitch way outside for a ball. He struck out in the third inning. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the pitch to Cabbage. Another high and outside, 96 miles an hour. Cabbage takes it for ball 2. 2-0. Kirby takes a little longer this time with the pitch. Gets comfortable on the mound here. Gets the call, and here comes the pitch. Right in there for a strike. A little low and inside, but in the zone. Cabbage takes that one. 2 balls, 1 strike on Trey Cabbage. Here comes the pitch from Kirby. That one is way outside. Splitter that completely fooled Cabbage, and he completely missed it for strike 2. The 2-2 count. Pitch to Cabbage. Here it comes. He rings him up on the inside corner. Cabbage takes it, lifts up his arms like it was too far inside, but it was right on the corner. Umpire liked it, and Cabbage goes down looking. So that'll be 2 outs for the Astros here in the top of the 5th. Jose Altuve comes up to bat for the 3rd time with 2 outs, nobody on. Another 97-mile-per-hour fastball in the outside corner, just like his last at bat. He takes that one for a strike. Last 2 at bats, Altuve lined out and popped out, so he's been making contact. He just hasn't put it anywhere where he can get on base. Next pitch is low, right on the lower part of the zone, but call a ball. 1-1. That was a nice looking sinker. Kirby seemed disappointed that it wasn't called strike, but could have been called either way. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the outside corner, out. That one was out of the zone, and Altuve went for it, fouled it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Come on, Altuve, we need some fire here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 85 pitches for Kirby now. Altuve is ready. Here comes the pitch. Nice movement on that nice movement on that ball, but bounces in the dirt. Altuve takes it. 2-2. Kirby sure does shake a lot with his glove when he's getting ready to pitch. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And this one is tapped towards the shortstop, who brings it over and is able to easily fire over there before Altuve can get to the bag. That's going to be it for the Astros in this inning. So in the top of the 5th, the Astros are 3 up and 3 down, come away with nothing. And unfortunately, Altuve continues lowering his batting average, which was at .305 at the beginning of the game, is now at .303. Mariners coming up in the bottom of the 5th are Mitch Haniger, Ty France, and J.P. Crawford. Valdez has only given up 2 hits so far, and he will look to extend that and put up another goose egg for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th. I'm going to try to adjust my camera a little bit here, see if we can get a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm going to remind you guys once again that if you're interested in having available the Astros games called here on YouTube regularly, then please definitely subscribe to my channel, because the only way I'm going to be able to continue to do this is by getting your support. If I don't have enough support and subscribers on the channel, then I won't be able to continue to do this. It's just a matter of not just time, but primarily money. I am undergoing cancer treatment, so very important that I am able to sustain myself while doing this at the same time. The very first pitch to Haniger is a strike right down the middle, so we start off the bottom of the fifth with a strike. Next pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 1-1 against Haniger. And Valdez now up to 90 pitches. No, I'm sorry. 68 pitches. That last pitch was 90 miles an hour. So Valdez almost at 70, and there's a 69th pitch, which is fouled away by Mitch Haniger for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So far, the Mariners have been mostly shut down by Valdez, which has been much better than the last 2 appearances. The Mariners have scored 8 runs against Valdez during the past 2 starts he had against them. So far, this is a much better performance. If he can get through 7 like this, it'll be great, but we'll see. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Low and inside, and there's another strikeout for Valdez. That'll be 4 strikeouts for Valdez. There's now 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. That will bring up Ty France. The bottom of the lineup is now in, the 9th hitter, Ty France. Very first pitch he takes for a ball. Valdez quickly goes back into the next pitch. Low and away, but France is not able to hold up and whiffs for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 3rd pitch. A nice breaking ball, low and away, but that one France was able to get his bat on. Unfortunately for him, he makes terrible contact and fouls it away for strike 2. Valdez moving very quickly through these pitches. This reminds me of being in a batting cage, like having to hurry and quickly get into the batter's box and get ready for the next pitch. Valdez slows this one down a little bit, and here comes the pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2. For those of you who go to the batting cages and hit balls there, you know what I'm talking about. You can't see the ball coming. You can only see the ball like a split second before it's pitched, and it just comes regularly, so you got to be ready. Here comes the pitch from Valdez. Another strikeout, low and in the zone, and he gets him swinging. 5 strikeouts to this inning for Valdez. That's 2 outs. But that's kind of the methodical nature of Valdez's pitching this game. But he didn't start off doing that. He just kind of started doing that a couple of innings ago, maybe in the 3rd inning. Here comes the first pitch to J.P. Crawford, the top of the batting order. He fouls it away for strike 1. "77 pitches. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's inside, and a very soft liner off the fists to Altuve, who easily grabs it and ends the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for Valdez, who flips his glove as he walks off the field. So the Astros have shut down the Mariners through 5 straight innings with nothing but goose eggs. Valdez with 5 strikeouts and just giving up 2 hits. The first 5 innings looking great for the Astros in the way of pitching and defense, but have been extremely lackluster in their offensive performance, only getting runners in scoring position a few times and managing to convert only 1 run so far. I think I can move my image over a little bit. It's blocking some of the data. Yeah, there we go. Or I can even move this over, I think. Yeah, I can definitely move that. Yeah. Whoops. I'm trying to make this a little bigger on the screen for you guys so you can see a little more of what I have on the screen. I don't have a better option right now of showing the score and the game cast than using the ESPN page. Currently, that's my only real option for you guys. But as the days go by, I do hope that I can put something on here that's a little better. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. All right. Coming up to bat, we have Alex Bregman, followed by Yordan Alvarez and Yainer Diaz. Kirby's still on the mound. Here comes the first pitch to Bregman. Low and outside, right on the corner, but called ball. So that will be ball 1, 88 miles per hour. Bregman was hit on the thumb at his last at bat, was able to steal a base and consequently score on a tapper. So if not for that steal to third, Bregman would not have scored on that infield hit. Ball 2 to Bregman, 2-0. Kirby coming in with the next pitch. That's buzzed right in there for a strike. Bregman just takes it. 96 miles per hour. 2 balls and 1 strike. They've got 2 relievers going in the bullpen for the Mariners as Kirby delivers a low pitch for another ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. He's up to 91 pitches now. If he's able to get through this inning, I doubt he will be on the mound in the 7th, but we'll see what happens here. Another one cruises right in the zone for a strike. Bregman takes that one. The count is now full. If Bregman is able to get on base, I'm curious to know how long they'll let Kirby go before they bring in a reliever. But we'll see. The 93rd pitch from Kirby is coming in on the full count. That one's right down the middle, and Bregman hits it up the middle. The second baseman gloves it down, but is not able to catch it and make a play. He had to dive just to stop it from going in the outfield, but it was a useless effort because Bregman is able to easily get to first base, and there's no throw. Excellent at bat by Bregman. He gets the count up to full, hits it right up the middle on a great pitch right down the middle, and gets an infield hit. 1 runner on, no outs for Yordan Alvarez, who comes to the plate. Here's the pitch from Kirby, right down the middle, 97 miles per hour, and Alvarez fouls it back. He took a big chop at that, nearly lost his balance, and just sent it back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. I see Yordan licking his lips. It looks like he's tasting a home run here. That would be great. Here we go. Kirby gets set, and here comes the pitch. Right in there. And Yordan skies it up with a big swing, but it looks like it's going to be taken by the second baseman, and it is. 1 out. If he had gotten on top of that one could have been gone. Yeah, he was really licking his lips like he knew that he could just get it. Yeah, he did. Yordan was a little upset on that one. After he hit the ball, he just threw his bat away in disgust. That was such a beautiful pitch right down the middle, and he just got too far underneath it and skied it up. So 1 out, Bregman on first. Yainer Diaz comes up to bat. Here's the pitch. Yainer grounds it towards third, and they're going to try to turn 2, but they're not able to do it. The throw to second base pulls the defender off the bag, and they do get Bregman at second, but Yainer is safe at first. Unfortunately, that will be out number 2, but the Astros do avoid the double play on that ground ball from Diaz. There was a big hop on that ball, and that's why the third baseman kind of bobbled it for a second and made a bad throw. But now we have 2 out with John Singleton up. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. This would be a good time for Singleton to get a double. His double back in the second inning was nice, but didn't turn into anything. 98 pitches on the way for Kirby. 1 ball, no strikes. Singleton chops at it, low in the zone, fouls it away. Strike 1. 1-1. Well, I think I need to change some settings on the browser there. Here comes the pitch. Fly ball to left center field. The left fielder looks like he will take it, and he does. And that's out number 3. Astros don't turn any of that into a run. They strand a runner on base. 4 hits now for the Astros. 2 hits for the Mariners. Going into the bottom of the 6th. Astros leading 1-0. And I need to go into my browser settings right quick and refresh. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to make sure that the information on the screen is up to date. So we'll have J.P. Crawford coming to bat. Is that right? No, that is not correct. Yeah, for some reason on the screen it's showing J.P. Crawford at bat with Framber Valdez at 40 pitches. This is old information. At the top of the screen it says middle of the 6th, and that's correct. But for some reason, the information on the pitcher and batter is incorrect. So what I'm going to try to do is go in here and restart that. See if I can update it for you guys. Okay. Now it should be updated. It's showing an advertisement right now, but the updated at-bat information should come up in just a moment. Yes, it is now correct. There we go. Victor Robles is coming up to bat. Valdez still on the mound here in the top of the 6th. I'm sorry, at the top of the 6th. In the bottom of the 6th. Fromber just waiting for him to get into the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Low and inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes against Robles. Robles is 1 for 2 today with a single and 2 stolen bases. This one's on the outside for a ball. That will raise the count rather to 2-0. 2-0 count coming from Valdez, right down the middle, and he hits it out to right field, and doesn't look like Cabbage is going to be able to make a play. It goes into the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's the deepest hit ball I've seen today against Valdez. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Nice curve, but just a little too far inside. Ball 3. Valdez a little unhappy with that one. Three balls and 1 strike to Robles. Here comes the pitch. Outside off the plate. And he walked him on 5 pitches. So Robles will be on again. It'll be interesting to see if he tries to steal here with no outs. That will bring up Julio Rodriguez. So the Mariners have 1 runner on with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the first pitch. In there for a strike, fastball, right down the gut. Rodriguez 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. No balls, 1 strike. Valdez comes set, and here comes the pitch. Way outside. Diaz able to get out there real quick and catch it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Astros finally got somebody warming up in the bullpen. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle, fouled off to the first base side for strike 2. 95 miles per hour. One ball, 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Robles takes a lead off first base. Fromber gets the count, or gets the sign rather. He throws over to first base real quick. But Robles is able to get back. Crowd boos, of course, which is ridiculous. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Here comes the pitch. Too far outside. It looked like Rodriguez wanted to go for it, but he laid off. That was a curve. Just too far out, so that will be ball 2. 2-2. 87 pitches now for Fromber Valdez. Here comes the pitch. That one is hit hard. It looks like it's going to be gone. And that is, it is, it's gone. He crushes a breaking ball right in the zone and nails it out to left field. And just like that, the Mariners are up 2-1. Yeah, that curveball didn't have much movement on it. It stayed too high, came right in the zone. Looked like a gimme. Just looked like Fromber just decided to yeah, that was a breaking ball for sure, but it just stayed up too high and in the zone, and it was crushed. It almost got into the third deck in left field. 11 home runs for Julio Rodriguez this year. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Fromber clearly sweating a lot right now and unhappy. With 3 hits, the Mariners are now up 2-1. Fromber taking his time before the next batter. He will be facing Kyle Raleigh. Here comes the first pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Check swing, but they say he went around, so that's strike 1. 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. That was in there, and that's driven way out to right field. That's all the way to the warning track. Very close to being another home run, but Cabbage is able to put it away just a couple feet shy of the warning track. A little scary there, because that pitch was right down the gut. And he gave it a ride, but that will be the first out for the Astros. Next batter is Mitch Garver. First pitch to him is high and outside for a ball. Here comes the 92nd pitch from Valdez. Check swing when he's not able to do so. That will be a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Garver. Garver had a walk in the 4th, but no hits today. Here comes the next pitch, the 1-1 pitch. He grounds it just past third base, foul for strike 2. Frommer back on the rubber, gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. Bounces one inside and off the dirt there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. These are the kind of games I can't stand to call. These very close, low-scoring games. One right up the middle. Altuve gets it and fires over to first. Wow, what a play. That grounder by Garver went right through Valdez, who tried to glove it down and he missed. Altuve was able to rush over and grab it and fired over to first for the second out. Another excellent defensive play by the Astros on the part of Altuve. That will bring up Polanco, Jorge Polanco. First pitch to him is also in the dirt. Ball 1. Today Polanco's 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th, batting .201 for the season. Here comes the second pitch to him, high, just out of the zone for ball 2. So after that 2-run shot, Valdez picks up 2 outs. Is he going to be able to shut it down here and get out of the inning? 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the pitch to Polanco. Low and inside for ball 3. Valdez shaking his head. He seems to be getting upset. He's talking to himself. And here we go with the 3-0 pitch. Right in there for a strike. 94 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike to Polanco. This is going to be Valdez's 100th pitch of the game. And it's outside for a ball. It'll be a walk. Valdez looks like he's really frustrated, and he's shaking his head. He's talking. I have a feeling that he needs to come out. And Espada, on cue, comes walking out of the dugout. And for some reason, Espada is talking to the umpire. Let's see what we got going here. Yeah, there was a sinker that was outside, and Valdez apparently thinks that some of his pitches that are a little outside or a little inside are actually strikes, and they've been called balls, but he can't really argue with it. Based on my perspective, it appears that these are actually called correctly. I haven't had a big problem with the umpire so far this game, actually, so he's just frustrated. But the good thing is that he's only given up 2 runs, and he got frustrated. The coach saw it and pulled him out. If I can see it, I know the coach can see it. And when Frommer starts to get frustrated, he's shaking his head, he's walking around, he's talking to himself, and he's complaining about the calls, it's time to pull him out. So they made the right call, because the Astros have 1 runner on right now with 2 outs. And they've already given up 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They don't need to give up any more, and the wise move here is to get Frommer out of the game. So, good call by Espada. Let's see who they bring in. It looked like it was Scott. Was that Scott that was warming up in the bullpen? It wasn't Dubin. Dubin's easy to recognize because of his beard. they're showing some highlights right now. This one is a double play the Astros have between Pena and Altuve. Nice little double play there against the Yankees. If you're wondering why you see Japanese on the screen, I just realized that the advertisement on the screen on the ESPN score tracker is in Japanese, and that's the reason for that is because if you don't know, I am in Japan. I am an American living in Hiroshima, and I'm calling the game here. So my local advertisements come up in Japanese typically. Yep, Taylor Scott is coming in 46 innings. He has an ERA of 1.36. He's had a really good season. He's going to be facing Josh Rojas, a pinch hitter in for Dylan Moore, the seventh slot. Rojas is batting .244 this season in 87 games. First pitch is taken for a ball, so 1-0 versus Rojas. One runner on first with 2 outs. This pitch is right in there, and he fouls it off to the left side for strike 1. Scott is trying to get the Astros out of the inning after a 2-run shot given up by Framber Valdez here in the bottom of the 6th. And after 2 outs, Framber walked another runner. So now there's 1 runner on with 2 outs. Scott checks that runner just now, and he's able to get back. But after that walk, Framber was clearly showing his frustration, and Espada, I believe, wisely pulled him out. Scott now 1-1. Here comes the pitch. A little high and outside for ball 2 on Josh Rojas. Every time I see an Astro with the name Scott, I think of Mike Scott. For those of you who remember Mike Scott. Back when I was a kid, I used to watch the Astros play, and I remember him. This one right down the middle, and this one is skied way up. Bregman is underneath it. Looks like he'll be able to make a play, and he does. Right in the coach's box. He puts it away for out number 3, and Scott does his job. He gets the Astros out of the inning without giving up anything else. And he does it with just a few pitches. Unfortunately, Framber gives up the lead. But again, it's not an insurmountable lead. The Astros are just down 2-1 here going into the top of the 7th inning. The Astros are in Seattle facing the Mariners at home. This is game 2 of a 3-game series, I believe. The Astros took game 1. Had an excellent pitching performance. They didn't score many runs. I think they only scored 3 runs. But their pitching was stellar. They were able to shut down the Mariners completely with Hunter Brown on the mound. And in this game so far, despite the 2-run homer by Valdez, he did have almost 6 strong innings. Five strong innings overall. He was able to get out of any trouble, and he had several innings of just 3 up and 3 down. He was doing really well until he started to get a little frustrated in the 6th. And part of that was the home run, the 2-run shot that he gave up. But then several calls were made by the umpire that he didn't like, but just based on even his own catcher, even Yainer Diaz was shaking his head at Valdez to let him know, hey, these are not strikes, they were out. But Valdez was unhappy with it, and he walked a batter, and then that was it for him. He got pulled, and Scott came in. So after six innings, 5 and 2/3 of innings, he was pulled. This is pretty crazy seeing Ryan Stanek, former Astro, on the mound. He's now come in to pitch against the Astros, facing Pena as the first batter. His first pitch was on the outside corner for a strike. 89 miles an hour. It is so weird seeing him in a Mariners uniform. 0-1 against Pena. Here comes the second pitch. Way outside in the dirt. That one bounced in the left-handed batter's box. That one was way out. Ball 1. 1-1 against Pena. Here comes the next pitch. High and outside. Just a little too far out. Ball 2. Pena takes it. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one is inside, and Pena fouls it off, almost off the fists, down the first baseline and out of play for strike 2, and that evens up the count 2-2. It is 12:30 here in Japan. It's lunchtime. I'm hungry. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, way outside, 97 miles per hour heater, but off target for ball 3. That's full count against Jeremy Pena by Ryan Stanek. Still got the long hair. Here comes the full count pitch. Another one outside. Pena takes it for a ball. Good eye. Excellent leadoff bat by Jeremy Pena, who's patient. Takes the right pitches, swings at the right pitches, and draws a walk. Leadoff walk. So with no outs, we have Jake Meyers coming up to bat. No hits today so far for Meyers. Let's see what he can do here. That one's low in the zone, 88 miles an hour for a strike. Stanek gets the call. Here comes the 0-1 pitch against Meyers. Low and away on a big breaking ball. Meyers misses it by a mile. And back to his regular form, I guess you could say. And if I were thinking of anime, I would say this is Meyers' true form, his final form, which is to get no balls and 2 strikes. So far today, a ground out and a strikeout for Meyers. Let's see if he can do something here. He needs to turn it around. He really does. The 0-2 pitch, here it comes. Bounces it low and away for ball 1. So that'll be 1-2 on Meyers. Anyone just joining, thank you so much for being here. The Astros led most of the game for about for 6 innings almost. 1-0, but they gave up a 2-run shot, Valdez did. And now Meyers hits one way out. Oh, wow. Just as I'm giving you the score, Meyers hits one out on Ryan Stanek, who's really PO'd, out to right center field, just a few feet beyond the wall. That was a good shot by Meyers. Pena was on a 2-run shot to answer the 2-run shot versus Valdez in the last inning. And that puts the Astros back up again by 1 run, 3-2. So let's go back and recap right quick. Like I was saying, for those of you who just joined, the Astros got a run in the 4th inning, just 1 run, with Alex Bregman scoring on an infield hit. Valdez was pitching a great game with nothing but goose eggs until the bottom of the 6th. He gave up a 2-run shot and then started to get frustrated by not getting some calls. They pulled him out, and the Mariners took the lead 2-1. Just now, Jeremy Pena walked after an excellent at-bat, drawing a full count. Meyers comes up, gets down in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes, gets a good pitch, and sends it just over the wall in right center field to give the Astros back the lead 3-2. Excellent. Loperfido is up to bat now. He's got 2 strikes and 1 ball. Jake Meyers now has a season high in the MLB for home runs. 11 home runs this season. It's not a huge amount, but that's a milestone. Not easy to hit 11 home runs in the MLB. Here comes the next pitch to Lopefito, who fouls it back to stay alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No outs here in the top of the 7th. So nice to see the Astros finally do something with the bat, especially Jake Myers. Very happy to see him hit one out. He's really needed something like that. The next pitch to Lopefito, called a ball on the low. It was low and inside, a little breaking ball there. 2-2, that evens up the count. Stanek was really upset about giving up that home run. Well, that's what you get for leaving the Astros. Here comes the next pitch. That one, the bottom falls out. Stanek gets what he wanted. Lopefito swings and misses. First out of the inning for the Astros as Lopefito goes down swinging with strike 3. Trey Cabbage comes to bat. Another left-hander. It seems like lately the Astros have so many left-handers in the batting lineup. First pitch to Cabbage is right down the middle. Breaking ball, 86 miles an hour. Cabbage swings but can't make contact. Strike 1. Brian Abreu is warming up in the bullpen. It looks like he will be in to replace Scott in the bottom of the 7th. Cabbage, wow, almost gets hit there. Is able to get out of the way and take ball 1. Well, it's 1 ball, 1 strike against Trey Cabbage. One and 1 is the count. Stanek looking for the sign. He's got it. And here comes the pitch. Way outside, ball 2. So what we need here is for Cabbage to draw another walk and Altuve to hit a home run. That would be super sweet to see Altuve hit a home run off of Ryan Stanek. This pitch is way in the dirt. Cabbage tries to check his swing, but he goes around and looks kind of foolish there for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Altuve is on deck. He's going to get a chance to bat this inning. Here comes the next pitch. That one's in the dirt, but Cabbage is able to lay off that one. So it's a full count. We have another full count, and Stanek is up to 21 pitches so far this inning. 3-2. Stanek gets the call. Goes into his windup. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle. Cabbage hits it right out into center field, and Rodriguez is out there. He camps out underneath it and puts away Cabbage for out number 2. They're showing the highlights of the pitches against Myers. 2 strikes, an outside sinker for a ball, and then a 98-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball on the outside corner that he just nailed out to right center for that home run. Altuve is up. Here's the first pitch to him, and that one is so wild and out of the zone. Altuve's right-handed batter. This ball was so far out of the zone, it bounced to the left of the left-handed batter's box. There was no chance for the catcher to even catch that one. That was crazy. Ball 1. Here comes the second pitch to Altuve. That one's blown away, but Altuve takes a swipe at it. Strike 1. 1-1. Altuve so far today has done nothing but hurt his batting average. He's down to 303. I think he was up to as high as 305, 306, 305, I believe. Let's see if he can do something here. He does hit it to the right side. There we go. He's got a single in between the first and second baseman to right field. So finally, Altuve gets himself a single. His baseball debut anniversary, Altuve has a single. So at the very least, Altuve will have a hit today. He moves his batting average back up to 305. And they're walking out to the mound. That was the 25th pitch to Ryan Stanek, and they're already bringing him out. Yeah, my understanding with Stanek is he would come in the game to get 3 outs and shut the team down and allow no runs. And in this inning, he's already got 25 pitches, and he's given up 2 runs, and he just gave up that single to Altuve. It makes sense that they would pull him out. He's not built for, just my experience of watching him with the Astros, he's not built for going deep in the inning, and he was getting a little frustrated. So, good for the Astros. Still, the game is too close for my comfort. The Astros are winning 3-2, but I would like to see the Astros, even though they've woken up a little bit. Pena got the walk, Myers got the home run, Altuve got the single. They need to kind of keep it going over the next couple of innings. I'd like to see them score 1 or 2 more runs at least in the, if not this inning, in the 8th and the 9th. Kind of a break right now because there's a pitching change. Ryan Stanek, after 25 pitches and giving up a 2-run shot to Jake Myers and a single just now to Jose Altuve, is being pulled out, and they'll have a new pitcher. Not sure exactly yet who that pitcher is, but as soon as I get the information, I will let you know. Thornton. The right-handed pitcher, Trent Thornton, will be the new pitcher for the Mariners. He's pitched 43 innings with an ERA of 3.77. 45 strikeouts, rather. 11 bases on balls. He's facing Alex Bregman, and here's the first pitch. Way high. Altuve goes for second. They call him out. It looked really close. Not sure if this is going to be reviewed. I don't see a challenge. The Astros are not going to challenge that. And that will end the inning. I would like to see a replay, though. It appeared that he was safe, but I don't get a replay, so I don't know. But the Astros don't challenge it, and that ends the inning. So just like that, Alex Bregman will come back up to bat at the top of the 8th. But right now, we are in the middle of the 7th. The Astros wind up scoring 2 runs off of the homer by Jake Myers and retake the lead 3-2 over the Seattle Mariners in Seattle. The Mariners in the bottom of the 7th in just a few moments. They have coming up to bat Mitch Haniger, Ty France, and J.P. Crawford. Currently, my information says that Taylor Scott is on the mound, but Brian Abreu was warming up in the bullpen, so it seems likely that they would have him coming in to pitch instead of Scott. But we will see in just a moment when they come back from the break. I hope you guys are doing all right today. Oh, buckets, oh yeah. Buckets, oh yeah. Buckets of what? I like buckets of money. Buckets of money, oh yeah. They will pull away. I really hope so. You know, for a team that is one of the top teams in batting average, and I don't know if you've been following the statistics of the Astros like I have, but if you go on the websites where they have the run differential, you can look it up on ESPN, but there are some other websites where they have the run differential. So some teams are in the positive, some teams are in the negative. They score more runs or they give up more runs than other teams. The Astros have drastically turned around their run differential. They were in the negatives in the beginning of the season, and now they've just turned it around and they're way up by like 60 or something, plus 60, which is really good. It's not as high as some other teams, but they have drastically caught up in a very quick manner to some of those leading teams. And so whenever they aren't scoring runs and the game is low scoring, it frustrates me because that's just shows me that they aren't reaching their full potential. Brian Abreu is on the mound. He replaces Taylor Scott, and the first pitch, or first couple of pitches to Mitch Haniger are balls. The second pitch is way high and inside and almost hits Haniger. So that's 2-0 here in the bottom of the seventh. Abreu comes into the windup of the third pitch. That one is high and a little outside for ball 3. So 3 pitches, 3 straight balls from Brian Abreu to Mitch Haniger. Abreu quickly goes into his windup. A high strike. Finally puts one in there. That was a really good pitch because it wasn't a gimme down the middle, but it was in the strike zone. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Haniger hasn't taken a swing yet. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one's way inside, similar to the other pitch that almost hit him, and he draws the walk. 5-pitch walk to Mitch Haniger. So the leadoff batter with Brian Abreu is put on board. Ty France was on deck, but he will not hit. They are going to have a pinch hitter for Ty France. And they've even got a pinch runner on base for Haniger. So they will pull him out of the game. The pinch hitter for France is Rayleigh. He's a left-handed batter. First pitch to him is on the outside corner, just barely on that outside corner for a strike. Luke Rayleigh is batting 182 as a pinch hitter this season, 2 for 11 with 4 strikeouts. It's 0-1 against him with 1 runner on. Here comes the pitch from Abreu. Nope, he fires over to first, and he gets him at first base. Brian Abreu picks off the pinch runner at first base, and he will not move from first. He's trying to get them to review the call, but it looks like he is out. He is definitely out. Singleton puts the tag on him easily before he gets back on the bag. Abreu completely destroys the pinch runner Klaus on first base. What an excellent play, a heads-up play by Brian Abreu to get that out. Now there's 1 out, nobody on. 2 strikes as Abreu delivers a strike. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Abreu just comes right back, storming right back, looking like a boss. After walking a batter, he throws him out and then proceeds to get a strikeout on 3 pitches. Amazing. Top of the order is now up for Seattle with 2 outs. J.P. Crawford, 98 miles an hour, right on the outside corner for strike 1. Abreu now has 4 straight strikes. And he's quickly going into his windup for the second pitch. Here it is. Almost identical to the last pitch. Same speed, same location, but just a little too far outside for ball 1. 1-1. Crawford hasn't even made an attempt to swing. And here's the next pitch. That one is a breaking ball inside, 87 miles an hour, and fouled down the first baseline by Crawford. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Abreu gets the sign, but he backs off the mound. Something was going on apparently. Now he comes into his windup. Here's the pitch. A nice breaking ball in the dirt, and he gets the strikeout for the 3rd out. So Abreu, after walking, just comes back and shuts everybody down with authority. He throws out the runner on first, and then he gets 2 strikeouts. Beautiful vintage Brian Abreu, just like I remember him playing a couple of years ago. Even last year, it was just amazing to watch. Yeah, absolutely agree. Like I was saying before, you know, with the Astros having such great batting average as a team, and having guys come through at key times, just like that Jake Myers 2-run shot. Um, Jake Myers is similar to some of the other players in the bottom of the batting order. They just seem to come up at times when their key players, or their main players, I guess you could say their famous players, their top players, their stars, aren't shining so much. It seems that the lower end of the batting order, they come in and they pick up the slack when it's needed, and that's just really something that the Astros, they rely heavily on. And when I don't see that happening in the game, if I see the Astros not score but just a couple of runs in a game, it's frustrating. I feel like they should be scoring some runs within 3 innings. The Astros should be on the board, and within 3 innings after that, they should be scoring again, and in the final 3 innings, they should be scoring again. That's kind of the way I view it. If they don't score for several innings in a row, I feel like that's a failure. The very first pitch to Bregman, who's back up for another chance at a bat after Altuve getting thrown out last inning. He takes a strike. So it's 0-1. Trent Thornton is still on the mound. Next pitch is coming in. That one's high and in the zone. Bregman fouls it back. Strike 2. Thornton comes in with pitch number 3, and this is low and outside, bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Not typically the kind of pitch that Bregman would ever swing at. Not normally. Thornton gets the call. 1-2 pitch coming in. That was a beautiful pitch, I hate to say, because Bregman couldn't make contact. He was right to swing at it because it was a strike, but it had some beautiful movement on it. That was a sweeper. 82-mile-per-hour sweeper. That one was ugly. So Bregman strikes out. That'll bring up Yordan Alvarez. Hasn't done anything so far this game. First pitch is taken for strike 1. Yordan was licking his lips that last at bat. He really felt like he could get something, and he flew out. And this one he fouls up, and it looks like it might be... No. The third baseman ran over, and because he's not Alex Bregman, he couldn't make the play. So luckily, Yordan will have another opportunity here. Rojas ran over there and tried to catch it, but at the last moment, he got scared of hitting the wall and looked away like he didn't want to get hit in the face with the ball or the wall. I don't know what was going on there, but looks like Yordan is going to go down on strikes. He takes a swing at an absolutely crappy pitch in the dirt that bounced. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes on Yordan Alvarez, and he goes down. Very disappointed in Alvarez's performance today. That will bring up Yainer Diaz. So with 2 outs, no runners on here in the top of the 8th. Astros leading 3-2. The first pitch to Diaz. Fastball down the middle, a little low, but fouled away by Diaz. Oh and 1 is the count against Diaz. The ump calls time. He says it's his timeout. Not quite sure why, but that will put a pause to the game for a moment. Thornton back on the rubber, gets the call. And we'll have the 0-1 pitch now. Low and in the dirt, taken by Diaz for ball 1. 1-1. That looked like a pitch, looked like the pitch that Alvarez struck out on. 1-1 on Diaz. Here comes the pitch. That looked like a sweeper on the outside corner, but fouled down the third baseline for strike 2 by Diaz. 1-2 is the count. Diaz, just rip one out and give us an insurance run here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Looked like a sweeper way outside. That's ball 2. Diaz not biting on that one. 2-2. Even is the count. Here comes a pitch from Thornton. That one was high, and Yiner was able to get around and protect it because it could have been called easily a strike, but he fouls it off. Comes around too late. Goes out of play. Count remains 2-2. We're going to have another 2-2 pitch from Thornton. Here it comes. That one is low and in the dirt. That was a beautiful pitch. It looked like it could have been easily enticed Diaz to swing, but he's able to lay off, and the count is now full. 3-2. Thornton looks for the signal, and here comes the pitch. Foul down the third baseline. That one was also in the zone, so Yiner is protecting the strike zone right now. So this will be the second full count pitch, as Yiner has a very patient, good at bat so far. Here comes the pitch from Thornton. Right in there. Fouled again. Just barely tapped foul down the first baseline and stays foul. So this will be the 9th pitch from Thornton to Diaz, as the count remains full. He's got the signal. And here comes a 3-2 pitch. That one's also right down the middle and hit very hard by Diaz. That one's going to go out. A line drive shot by Yiner Diaz just over the fence, just barely over the fence and into the left field stands. That was unbelievable. I think it got out in just a couple of seconds. A very flat, hard line drive shot home run by Yiner Diaz. A solo shot to left field to extend the lead. 2 runs. So the Astros are up now 4-2. Can you say that I called that earlier when I said Yiner needs a home run here to give us an insurance run? That was such a line drive. Oh, it bounced off the top of the wall. Oh my gosh, it couldn't have been any closer. John Singleton now is up to bat in the very first pitch he takes on the outside corner for a strike. But that ball that was hit, they said it was an 18-degree angle, and it literally bounced off the top of the wall, went into the stands for a homer. It couldn't have been any closer. And if he had hit a higher ball so that it came down slower, the left fielder could have had a chance to catch it, but this line drive was too fast. It was impossible. Right now, the Astros are in the top 3 most runs scored from the 7th to the 9th inning. Singleton, with that, goes down with a swing on the third pitch for strike 3, and that will end the inning, but not before the Astros get the solo shot from Yiner Diaz. So the Astros will go into the bottom of the 8th inning leading 4-2. Astros now have 7 hits with no errors. Mariners have 3 hits with no errors. My guess is that Brian Abreu will not be in the 8th inning. Probably, I guess, Ryan Presley. I just guess. Unless he needs the rest. And whoever's pitching will be facing Victor Robles, Julio Rodriguez, and then Cal Raleigh. At least Altuve got a hit today on his anniversary, his 13th anniversary of his MLB debut. And in that game, it took him almost the entire game to get a hit, but he did manage to get a hit in his first game, so that was good. A single. And in this game, he wasn't doing very well. He was making contact, but he wasn't able to turn it into anything until his last at bat. He got a nice hard hit single into right field. So if the Astros can win this game and Altuve's got his hit, I think it'll be good. It'd be good, a good, nice little gift for Altuve for his 13th anniversary with the, not just with the Astros, but his MLB debut. They showed some highlights of him earlier from that game, and he looked like a kid. Just he looks so much younger. I mean, he still looks like a kid basically, but back then, I mean, he looks like a really young child. Ryan Presley is on the mound and is facing Robles. The very first pitch is a check swing. They say that he did not go around. It's a little high for a ball. Here comes the second pitch from Presley. And that one is on the low outside corner for a strike. That was a nice pitch. Perfectly placed, looks like. Just enough to be in the zone, but just far enough to be troubled to hit. 1-1 against Robles. Here comes the pitch from Presley. That one's in the bottom of the zone too, and Robles comes around, but is not able to get it in play. He fouls it back for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes against Robles. Presley gets the signal. He gets set. Here comes the pitch. Nice breaking ball, but fouled away by Robles, so the count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's interesting to see the pitchers listening to the comms or whatever and then nodding and stuff. It almost looks like they're talking to themselves or they're hearing voices in their heads. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouled over on the right side and out of play by Robles. Count remains 1-2. 5 pitches now by Presley. Here comes the pitch. High fastball, and Presley gets the strikeout. That was a beautiful pitch, just in the top of the zone, a little inside. Robles tries to get around on it and just can't. A 90-mile-per-hour slider. Presley just struts off the mound like it was nothing. That's great. Presley continuing the mood that Abreu set last inning when he made the throw out at first, the pickoff, and then the 2 strikeouts. Diaz is talking with Rodriguez at the plate, and they're laughing. I'm sure they're having a good conversation. Here comes the first pitch from Presley to Rodriguez. Right on the outside corner, but just a little too far out for the umpire. Could have gone either way. Ball 1. Here comes the pitch. And this one out to right field is pretty deep. Is Cabbage going to be able to get it? Did he? Wow, he did. He played around with Rodriguez. That was hilarious. Rodriguez hit that ball deep out to right field. Cabbage jumps up and catches the ball right at the top of the wall. If Cabbage had not caught that ball, it would have been a homer. And then he looks at Rodriguez and he goes like this. He gives him the X, and Rodriguez is like, okay. That was a funny moment. But Rodriguez was nodding to him like, okay, respect, all right. So that will be out number 2. They're showing Rodriguez again. He's laughing and smiling and pointing at Cabbage. Yeah, he was running around first base. He thought it was gone. What a great catch by Trey Cabbage out in right field. That was funny and cool at the same time. Good out, great play, and funny actions by Cabbage and Rodriguez there. That was great. 1-1 the count against Colorado. Here comes the next pitch. Right in there for a strike. 95 miles an hour. He takes it for a punch right in the gut. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just 11 pitches now for Presley. Here he comes with the 1-2 pitch. A little outside. Nice pitch, but just a little too far outside for ball 2. That play, I'm still smiling about that. That was just it was a great catch to save a home run. But after it was just great. This one they say hit Raleigh on his leg, but he made no attempt to get out of the way. I'm kind of wondering why that was considered a hit by pitch. He made absolutely no attempt to get out of the way. And here's it hits him right on the foot, his back foot. He didn't try to get out of the way at all. So he'll be on first base. Raleigh be on first base, and that brings up Garver. First pitch to him is off the plate. Ball 1. That was weird. I thought there had to be some kind of attempt to get out of the way, otherwise it didn't count, but what do I know? The 1-0 pitch to Garver. This one is deep to left field. Loperfido just made the most amazing catch. He continues his streak of making amazing catches. This pitch by Garver was hit way out in left field to the warning track, and Loperfido was sprinting to get over there, dove and caught it with a backhand catch to end the inning. Wow. 2 amazing catches, one in right field by Cabbage, and then one in left field by Loperfido to end the inning. That was absolutely amazing. Presley continues to scare the crap out of me because of his I guess you could say habit of giving up long balls, giving up hits that are way out, either home runs or balls that are very close to being home runs. And this inning was no different. Because of the amazing defense by the Astros, the Mariners come away with no runs at all in the bottom of the 8th, when they very easily could have had 1 or 3. The Astros defense robbed the Mariners of any runs. So Presley, after having a very good, strong performance against the first batter, right after that starts giving up some very scary hits and hits a batter. But the Astros defense saved him. So we're going to go into the top of the 9th with the Astros still leading 4-2. Wow. This game could have been very easily 4-5 in favor of the Mariners, or at least tied or just a 1-run game, if not for the amazing defense by Cabbage and Loperfido. Absolutely amazing. Wow. So let's do a quick recap of the stats right now in this game so far. We are through 8 innings, and the Astros were able to get 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th, for a total of 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Mariners, who were scoreless through 5 innings, managed to get a 2-run shot in the 6th to take the lead 2-1, but then over the last couple of innings were shut down. So the Astros are leading them 4-2. Mariners have 3 hits and no errors. Right now, Jeremy Pena is up to bat facing Austin Voth. Voth is replacing Thornton for the Mariners. First fouled off pitch here, strike 1, so it'll be 0-1 here in the top of the 9th. Here comes the next pitch from Voth. This one is right down the middle and hit out to left center field. Not a bad sliding catch by Rodriguez there to take a hit away from Jeremy Pena. Rodriguez made this nice sliding catch, and he does the X after that one, just like Cabbage did when he took that home run away from him. That's funny. But that one was a hit by Pena, not a hit by Cabbage, unfortunately for him. That brings up Jake Myers, who homered his last at bat to give the Astros the lead. Or to give them the lead back, rather. First pitch to him is outside for a ball, 1-0. Here comes the next pitch from Voth. This one is high and inside, and it looks like it might drop. No, it won't. The right fielder will get over there in time. He came out of nowhere on the screen to get that ball and put Myers away. So just like that, the Astros are down to one out remaining after just 4 pitches. Loperfido, who made the final out with his amazing catch out in left field, comes to bat. He goes after the first with a breaking ball in the dirt and misses it completely. In this game so far, Loperfido hasn't done anything with the bat. So he's looking for his first hit, not only of this game, but of this entire series thus far, the last game and this one. This pitch is high and out of the zone for ball 1. 1-1. Josh Hader's on the mound warming up for the, or not on the mound, in the bullpen warming up for the Astros, as Voth delivers ball 2 to Joey Loperfido. Top of the 9th, Joey Loperfido batting, 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs, no one on. Here comes the pitch. Inside, fouled back. Count will remain. Oops, I'm sorry. That will be the second strike. 2-2. I thought it was already 2-2. My bad. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4-2, Astros. Top of the 9th. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one is a nice curveball right down the middle. Loperfido swings around, not able to make contact, and that will be it for the Astros for the 9th inning. It looks like Josh Hader will be up on the mound for the Astros in the bottom of the 9th, and he will be facing Jorge Polanco, followed by Josh Rojas and Jonathan Kloss. It is now getting close to 1:30 p.m. here in Japan, and I'm very happy about the end of the game coming up. I'm hoping that Josh Hader doesn't give up any home runs, strikes everybody out, and ends this game so I can make myself some lunch. I had a nice breakfast this morning. If you've never been to Japan, then I would highly encourage you to visit. It's a great place. I've been living here now for about 4.5 years, basically. But while I was living in China and working there, I traveled here many times, and finally, just before the pandemic started, actually, I moved over here. Spent about a year in Tokyo, but because of all of the businesses shutting down, I looked for a teaching job elsewhere and was able to secure one in Hiroshima, and that's why I moved to Hiroshima, and I've been here since then. So 3.5 years here in Hiroshima, and I started studying Japanese, but over 2 years ago I started having a health problem, and I was diagnosed with kidney cancer. And the tumor was so big, that it's terrible. The thing about kidney cancer is, it's like some other cancers are different, but this one, you don't really notice the symptoms until it's very advanced. And the tumor was so big, they told me that they couldn't have surgery immediately. We needed to find a way to try to shrink the tumor and get it away from my veins so that they could take the tumor and the kidney out. And that's what we've been trying to do for the past 2+ years. And it's very difficult for me. I'm affected by anemia and edema, and Yeah, just difficult for me to go out and try to work a part-time job and make enough money. So I do online teaching, but I'm also doing this channel, so I hope that you guys can like the channel, subscribe, and even donate if you're interested in doing that. I have a PayPal link. Just try to grow the channel and get some extra income if possible. It would be great, because I don't see anybody calling these games, and since I'm in Japan, if I'm going to listen to the game, there's nobody doing it. First pitch from Hader is a strike. The second one is a swing and a miss for strike 2. So really quickly, Hader comes out of the gate very fast with 2 strikes on Jorge Polanco. Polanco is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Here comes the next pitch from Hader. High fastball. Polanco takes a hack at it and fouls it back. Count will remain 0-2. Hader's got the call, and here comes the 0-2 pitch, way in the dirt. And somehow Diaz is able to catch that ball. That's 2 wild pitches in this game that Diaz has just scooped up like it was nothing. So it's 1-2 against Polanco. Here comes the pitch. That one's low and away, and Polanco fouls it off. He hits it hard, but way out of play down the first baseline. We'll have another 1-2 count pitch by Hader here against Polanco. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. That one is low in the zone and crushed to center field. Is Myers going to be able to get it? He does at the warning track. As soon as Polanco hit that, Hader looked down like he thought it was gone. And it was a nice solid hit. But luckily, it died. Hader almost gives up a long ball there. What in the world is with these relievers for the Astros? Here comes the first pitch to Josh Rojas, and that is in there for a strike. They were just showing some highlights of those 2 catches by Cabbage and Loperfido, but without those, the Astros could be tied or behind right now. Strike 2, swinging. Hader once again jumps out in front of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, this is actually Bliss. I'm sorry, he is pinch hitting. Ryan Bliss is pinch hitting. So far this season, he's only batted a couple of times. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in the pinch hitting spot this season. He takes a ball here, so the count is now 1-2. Just need 1 good pitch from Hader here to put him away, and he does. A high inside fastball gets him swinging, and he can't make any contact with it for strike 3. 97 miles per hour. A perfectly placed sinker right in the top inside corner of the strike zone. Just a perfectly placed pitch. He had to swing to protect it, but he just couldn't get a hold of it. 2 outs now. The Astros one out away from ending this game. First pitch to the next batter. Jonathan Klaus is high for a ball. This season, over just 17 games, he's batting 184. Second pitch is way outside for a ball. So Hader, for this inning, uncharacteristically starts off with 2 pitches way out of the zone and is behind 2-0. He gets set, and here comes the pitch. This one is in the zone, fouled back by Klaus. That's going to be strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 strikes away from ending this game and taking the series from the Mariners and moving a game ahead in the standings. Here comes the pitch. High fastball, just a little too much. It looked like Klaus was going to go for it, but it was just a little too high, and he laid off. 3 balls, 1 strike. timeout called by the umpire. He says that there's a pitch clock violation. And now, yeah, they called a pitch timer violation. And everybody's coming out to argue with the umpire. Diaz, Hader, Espada, and now Lopez, the other coaches out there, they're all arguing with the umpire because they were saying there was a pitch clock violation. Hader doesn't seem happy about it at all. Yeah, they finally break it up. Hader changes the ball, goes back out to the mound. That's going to be a walk. So another pitch clock violation. There was one early in the game in the first inning when Yordan Alvarez had his first at bat. He had a really good at bat going, and he got up to a full count, and then they called a batting timer violation on him, which gave him a strikeout, and that got the Mariners out of the inning. Here we are now in the ninth inning. The Astros have 2 outs against the Mariners, and there are 3 balls on the batter, and they call a pitch timer violation against Hader, and that gives him a walk. So now we have 1 runner on with 2 outs. The first pitch, 98 miles per hour on the outside corner against Luke Raley, or Riley, however you say his name, Luke Raley. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout in the 7th. Here comes the second pitch to him, 98 miles per hour in the lower outside corner. He fouls it away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hader moving very quickly now. Seems to be pitching with more heat, more anger. He comes set very quickly. Here comes the pitch. Nice pitch on the top outside corner. Raley comes around but can't touch it. 97 miles per hour for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hader looks pissed. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one's down and away, 98 miles per hour. It was a great pitch. Raley was able to, just foul it away and stay alive. 18 pitches now for Hader. Yeah, and the commentators are also commenting. The commentators are also saying that Hader looks like he's pitching angry now with these fastballs. Here comes the next pitch. Strike 3! 97 miles per hour up in the zone. He strikes him out. He came around. Raley tried to come around and hit it. He couldn't touch it. Hader gets the strikeout with his fast, angry pitching. The Astros move to 52-46. They're now 1 full game ahead of the Seattle Mariners in the division and 6 games ahead of the Rangers. Mariners are 52-48. Rangers are 46-52. So the Astros finally managed to put it away. They hang on. Hey, thanks, I appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't see the chat earlier. Thanks, Buckets. I appreciate you saying so. It hasn't been an easy road, but I think and I hope that it's going to get better. Hey, Rick. Yeah, fast and angry, man. If you get to see the pitches that I just saw from Hader, he was arguing with the umpires and the coaches but finally he just turned away and was like, forget it. And he walked out to the mound. He immediately threw the ball away to get a new ball. And he got to the mound, and that next batter, he just started throwing heat. I don't think he threw anything slower than about 97 miles an hour, 96, 97, but then he threw a couple 98. He was very angry. But he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. He struck the guy out. Riley had no chance. Thank you guys for joining. That's going to be pretty much it for today. I'm going to do a quick recap of the game for those of you who are interested. It's kind of strange. If I mute the screen, the score goes away. That's kind of weird. All right. Okay. So in the first 3 innings, the Astros and the Mariners were held to 0. There was nothing going on. There were a couple of moments where both teams had runners on and a chance to score, but neither of them were able to convert any runs. In the 4th inning, Bregman got on base and was able to steal third, and which is very strange. It's not a regular thing for Alex Bregman, but the Mariners didn't even make a throw over there, and they had 2 outs, but the Astros are able to get him in and get 1 run that inning, and that gave them the lead. For the next couple of innings, they were able to give the Mariners goose eggs, so they held on to the 1-run lead until the 6th. And up until that point, Framber was able to pretty much either have a 1-2-3 inning, or he was able to get out of any trouble, no problem. But when he got into the 7th inning, he let 1 runner get on, gave up a home run, and then even though he was able to get 2 outs after that, he began to visibly and openly show his frustration because he was not getting strike calls for pitches that he thought were in there. But I have to side with the umpire. The umpire was right. These calls were out, and even at one point Diaz was shaking his head at Framber saying those were not strikes. So even the catcher, even his own catcher, was saying that those are not strikes. But Framber was shaking his head. He was talking. He was visibly getting annoyed. And then he walked the batter. So with 2 outs, he walked the batter. And then at that point, Espada came out and pulled him and brought in Taylor Scott, which was the perfect decision, in my opinion, because when Framber starts to get a little loopy and upset, he's no good anymore. He loses his mindset and he loses his focus, and he'll give up 6 or 7 runs. So they pulled him out, and because of that, they were able to save the game. After that, the Astros didn't give up any runs. They were able to, Scott came in, got the final out, and then in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Mariners scored nothing. After that, they brought in Brian Abreu in the 7th, and he started off with pretty strong with the first out. He did have a walked batter after a full count, but he proceeded to pick him off and then strike out the next 2 batters. So the 7th inning was really cool. If you can go back and find those highlights of that inning, I highly recommend it. In the 8th inning, Ryan Presley scared the crap out of me, but like he always does, by giving up some hits very far out into the right field and the left field. In the right field, it was actually a home run ball. It was over the fence, but Trey Cabbage made an amazing catch and then made a funny gesture to Rodriguez, who hit the ball, saying that he was out. It was a very funny moment on the field between those guys. But then to end the inning, Joey Loperfido made another amazing catch out left field, a running full-speed diving catch onto the warning track to end the inning and secure the Astros for that inning. And then in the 9th inning, it was a little bit of drama after a couple of outs. The Mariners did get a runner on, but Hader was it was because of a pitch clock violation against Josh Hader. But after that, Hader became an angry Hader, and began pitching really hard to the next batter and struck him out for the final out of the game and to secure the Astros victory. So the Astros win the game today. Game number 2 of 3 with the Seattle Mariners in Seattle. The Astros are leading the series and have won the series, by now. In this particular game, Game 2, 4-2, with 7 hits and no errors. The Mariners, 2 runs with 3 hits and no errors. And that's it for me today. Thank you so much. Yeah, Rick, it did work. And thank you so much for joining. Also, Buckets, thank you for joining. I hope to see you guys again sometime. I've only called a few games, but I hope I can call some more. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully the channel can grow and I can get more subs and support. If so, then what I can do is I can start putting and spending a little money on some actual good live scores and data on the screen, so you can see things like the strikes, the balls, the outs, the runners on base, etc., etc. And instead of just showing the generic information on the ESPN screen. But that's it for now. I'm going to get myself a late lunch, and wherever you are, I hope you have a great evening, afternoon, or morning, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, see you.